Geoff, thanks so much for your time today. We're here in Berlin at one of the world's biggest hotel shows, and it's the first of the year. How's everything for you on a global level, and you happy with expansion at the moment?
We are. We couldn't be happier. I know you folks are from down under, and that's a part of the world with the leadership of Barry Robinson and David Ray, where we're seeing record growth across Australia, across Indonesia. We just opened our Southeast Asia Pacific office. SEPA is the acronym, led by Barry and David in Singapore. Begins with an S. But we're really very excited about our growth in that part of the world and across Europe, Africa, and the Middle East, which is why we're here.
And interesting how much potential there is. Obviously, we talk about the team being in Sydney and the Gold Coast for so long. It's kind of funny to say now Asia's on the expansion trail, and you're not the first hotel chain in Asia, but you really are catching up quite fast.
We are. Having Barry, having the resources of Wyndham Vacation Ownership was absolutely instrumental for us in terms of being able to open that office. We made the strategic decision a year ago when we hit our 1,000th hotel in China that trying to lead Southeast Asia out of China did not make a lot of sense for us. So we took a step back. We looked at our China team, led by Leo Liu, who joined us a few years ago. Growing that team, growing that region is important to us. We're up to 1,100 hotels now in China. But we knew that to grow in Southeast Asia, to grow in the markets that Barry Robinson and David Ray are covering for us now, we needed a presence in Singapore. And having David be the first to raise his hand and move down to Singapore, open that office for us, to see the growth of, you told me earlier that Dave is living at the Ramada Zhangjiang Palace, which is the number one new opening for us at the airport there at Singapore Airport. To have a brand like Ramada that's so strong in that part of the world, Days Inn that's now very strong, with Barry's help in terms of the strength of the Wyndham brand name out of Australia, rolling across those Southeast Asia markets and cities is really exciting. It's a part of the world where our pipeline has never been stronger. Lots of it's new construction and a lot of conversion opportunity as well. But Southeast Asia is really bright for us in 2016.
Obviously, growing through both timeshare and management and franchising at the same time. Obviously, how important is that timeshare growth in Asia? It hasn't really been tapped into by many other companies.
It hasn't, and we are so unique, James, on the timeshare front. The model that Wyndham Worldwide has, the resources that both Barry and David have to approach a developer that's looking at a piece of land and looking at a massive infrastructure and development cost, what timeshare can do, the model of selling a piece of that hotel out 52 times on the vacation ownership scheme is really quite powerful. We're doing it. There are a few of our competitors that are out there doing it, but there's no one with the size and scope of Wyndham Vacation ownership that Barry's team under VRAP has in the Gold Coast and Bundle. It's a massive operation. I think he's now up to over 1,000 associates in his offices in Bundle, providing all levels of design, construction, opening, and to then be able to layer in the opportunity to add the Wyndham hotel brands on a mixed-use basis is something that's really powerful for us.
Interesting you talk about your competitors, and they're all spinning off all their timeshare businesses, and yours is part of the family still. That's obviously a very important message to those owners.
It absolutely is. We began as a timeshare company. We're a company that grew through acquisition. We have acquired dozens of timeshare companies as we've rolled up to rebrand ourselves 10 years ago, Wyndham Vacation Ownership. And we're going to remain a timeshare company because of the strength of that model and our belief in that model. It is one of the most resilient models out there in the hospitality space. In good times and bad, up and down, recessions and booms, timeshare is just one of the most proven, most resilient models that the hospitality and the travel industry has today. And yeah, it's something we're committed to long term.
And obviously, how's the year started for you? What are your expectations for 2016? There's all sorts of things going on, from presidential elections to Britain apparently is going to leave the EU. So how do you see everything?
2016 is going to be better than 2015. 15 was a record year. 14 was a record year. We're still seeing demand growth. Demand growth is still outpacing supply growth. When we look at the markets that we're just talking about, like China, like throughout Southeast Asia, you name the market from Indonesia to the Philippines, and those markets for our brands, our 16 brands, in that middle economy space, in terms of where that growth is going to be in the future, is really strong, and we're looking forward to another great year in 2016.